And we are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning from Australia. You are joining us for the Christian Anime Podcast, episode 8. Um, we've got a lot to cover today. Oh my goodness. I have the main reason for this is because there's been two like main controversies on Twitter, which I want to take a look at. So, um, yeah, it's unfortunate, and I think it just goes to show I don't think gatekeeping is the issue. Like, or well, people talk about gatekeeping as if it's this like evil act that people want to be part of the anime community just to have fun and just to enjoy anime and all of these sorts of things. And it's for benign reasons, and then they do this stuff which makes you think, do they really want to infiltrate the anime community? And it's usually a bunch of leftists that are wanting to do that. So welcome though to our chat. Welcome Reagan, welcome Cheese, welcome Ian. He's feeling a little eepy. Welcome Palion's Remnant, welcome Cadenza, welcome Mr. R. Gatekeeping is good though. I think it really depends. It really depends. Like for example, what we're creating right now, our community, the Christian anime community, I think might be being like we're candidates to be gatekept, but I think that's perfectly fine because we're creating our own sub community within this community. Like we don't have to be part of the greater anime community. I think the solution is to create like separate sub communities, like to have right-wing anime and to have left-wing anime community, and like that would solve the problem, I think. They have infiltrated just about everything: books, comics, video games, and movies. I think with video games, or sorry, with anime, it's not quite as overt. They aren't able to quite do that as well because Japan is an insular society, and it's able to reject a lot of like the woke leftist Western culture, which is permeated throughout all of the institutions here in the West. So yeah, welcome Ashland. Piju, welcome. You are finally early, hey. Red Hussar, salam alaikum. Salam alaikum, sorry. Samurai Noodles. They're just mad that there's no alternative to the media they want us to engage in. That's the thing, right? Which is like, I think that's the main reason a lot of us watch anime, right? Which is like, we watch anime because a lot of the original franchises here in the West have been have been infiltrated. Those institutions in the West have unfortunately been infiltrated. So yeah, it is what it is. But there's that. It happened the moment they came up with the coded stuff. First time here. What's going on? Welcome, Summer Sunshine. We're looking at leftists infiltrating anime. So the first thing that kind of alerted me, that kind of put this on the radar for me was, wait, let's see if chat. Oh no, chat, I can't see you. Um, the first thing that kind of alerted me to this stuff was Trash Taste. Now, Trash Taste is one of the most like it's a highly respected brand, I guess, in the anime space because like you've got all of the three biggest anime content creators: Joey, the anime man. I think that's his name. Yes, the anime man, Giguk, and Sea Dog VA. So three of the biggest content creators in the anime space formed this podcast called the Trash Taste Podcast, which is supposed to be about anime but can be about adjacent kind of topics. Anyway, I saw this, and let's just take a look at what it is. It is morning for me, Talos. So yeah, let's take a gander at this. Wait, I'm just gonna bring it down just in case it's too
Blue
loud.
Lock is a boy love anime. The only part in Blue Lock that doesn't make it fully a BL, I guess, is that they don't kiss.
Boys love dudes get like
I mean, when I watch stuff like this, like where's the C.S. Lewis quote? Where's the C.S. Lewis quote regarding homosexuality? I gotta find it now. C.S. Lewis quote, um, homosexuality. Whenever I hear that sort of stuff, let's see. Let's see if I can find it. No, it's not that. It's like friendship. Damn, I can't find it. I know it's somewhere in my thing. But C.S. Lewis has this amazing quote. I put it in my. I do have it in a video. No, I'm not going to bring up the video though. I have it in the video, but basically, the the spirit of the quote is that if you're looking at something and you have no other choice, or you have no other pathways of thought other than to say that's gay, or that's that you mirror your homosexuality upon upon two characters in a text which aren't actually gay, that means you haven't actually gotten friends, or you don't know, you don't have friends whatsoever. That's kind of the thing. Winning the culture war with the power of Moe. For real, for real. Welcome, Jam. Welcome, Jam. Neosonic fan. Yeah, I know. It is really stupid. It is really stupid when you hear it. Yeah, they're the same people who claim Frodo and Sam are gay. So these people hate straight friends so much. Like, why can't it be straight friendships? Yeah, like, fellas, is it gay to have male friends? No, no, it's not. No, it's not. Blitzy, I think he was. I think he's being exaggerative right there. He's not saying that he actually wants to kaput himself. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Yes, gay shippers in anime are just, they're annoying because, again, I have to find the C.S. Lewis quote now. It's like, do, 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 do. Oh, is it in here? Oh, first try in my thingamabob. Wait, I found it. I found it, guys. I'm really happy that I was able to get it for you. Let's give us a second for it to load. So, those who cannot conceive of friendship as a substantive love, but only as a disguise or elaboration of eros, betray the fact that they have never had a friend. So, there you go. It's just, I, I'm glad that I'm not in the My Hero Academia fandom, but I know that's really big. That people are like, oh, it's like the stuff that I've seen just is absolutely insane, and it just confirms what C.S. Lewis is saying here. Why do relatively popular and uncontroversial streamers keep hanging out with Hasan? The guy's a walking set of bad takes and controversy. Apparently, well, I think Hasan's actually a pretty likable guy. That's the thing. I think it's not a problem with like stream, because he's able to be friendly to people who are not that friend. Like, he's able to be a friendly guy as long as you're not conservative. If you're like centrist and don't have any takes in politics, this is why I think Hasan is able to like infiltrate into different spaces, and he's able to disguise his leftism, like his very far left agenda, in this veneer that no, he's actually just a normal person. So yeah. Retro Patriot, we're talking about this. We're talking about this. We're talking about Trush Chase in this guy. Some people claim that Jonathan and David from the Bible were gay because they had a brotherly love and friendship. You know what? I read it. I haven't recently read it, but when I first read Jonathan and David, I was actually, it was so sad. Like, this was one of the other than the crucifixion of Jesus, one of the saddest stories in the Bible is when Jonathan dies. I I was genuinely shocked. Like, it's just like, this was the first time, as I was just reading the first bit of the first Bible stories. It was just like, it's just incredibly sad to me that you had like this friendship, that, and Jonathan promising, I'm gonna defend you, David, and I'm going to be I'm gonna support you. And I was excited to see that in the Bible, and I was excited to see where that story goes. But it was just so, it was so saddening to me and so heartbreaking that Jonathan genuinely died. It's like the ultra conservative types that say that hanging out with a friend too makes too much makes you gay. These libs see two dudes slash girls being friends and they say gay question mark for real, for real. Just be glad you're unaware of the current RWBY. Yeah, really, the showrunner's cave. That's unfortunate. I do not like Hasan, but he's everywhere. For real, Jonathan was a good dude. Yeah. I was just, I don't think, other than the crucifixion of Jesus, I don't think anything's gonna shock me more. Like, no plot twist is gonna shock me more than Jonathan dying. It's just like, the C.S. Lewis quote is more relevant today. I know this is on a meme somewhere. It's like a meme where it's like taps the sign meme. That's where it's on. All right, cool. So that's what annoys me most about this, I guess. It's just like, do you have to see homosexuality and everything? And I don't think you do. You really don't. Scar, if you, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see you unironically quoting that Bible verse. Goodness gracious me.
Gigaram.
No. I get that.
Not
I get
all the time.
No.
Jesus Christ.
They get like impregnated.
There's sometimes when you have two characters.
The way that this is just being casually talked about, I get like Japan is insane, right? So Japan is ultra conservative in some senses, but Japan is also not ultra conservative and actually very very open in terms of sexuality, and very open and just flaunting that as well. So we recognize that. They are called trash taste for a reason. But here's the thing. The problem is that trash taste is a mainstream platform. It is an institute, like it's an anime institution, because you've got like it's, as I said, it's three of the biggest anime content creators, and it is an institution in the sense that they set the agenda. I guess it's not necessarily that they set the agenda, because the anime community is bigger than these guys, but in terms of like mainstream anime, the mainstream anime community in the West, these guys are the ones who are there. Japan is conservative but not Christian. Yeah, they are pretty conservative in some senses, but they are also very yeah, like once you visit Japan, it's just like you'll from my friends who have visited Japan, you kind of see how insane they are. Cursing makes my ears bleed. Yeah, I know. It's just blasphemy as well, and it's just it's everything wrong with the world in this image. They had they did have. I know Joey on his channel. He was like, "Oh, I met a Japanese worker of that, a spicy worker," and I was like, "Is this really what we're doing? Is it really? Do we really have to do we really have to platform this sort of work and pretend that this is actually real work?" So, yeah. More F-bombs than Joe Rogan, and have a ton of immodest figures in the background. Oh yeah, my sincerest apologies. I should have also done that. All right.
And they're like, why do I feel tension here? Why?
Yeah.
Why do I feel some tension here?
Okay, it's just like, again, are you really that like homosexually minded? Oh my goodness, it's just insane.
That's Blue Lock.
No, they don't have a whole scene about like his.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool. So there's that. Give me a second. Let's see if we can get chat in a proper space. Cool. So the reason why this was very controversial, I saw this on Twitter, is because I love seeing some of the biggest people in the anime space interact with a known terrorist supporter. And when you look at some of the quote retweets anyway of this, apparently they've been deleting comments. Give me a second. Let's see if we can find it. If not, I can just kind of describe it for you. What's this? Sorry. Why don't you just read some of the quote retweets here? Some of these are funny. I feel like men that openly talk to Hasan have demons in their closet, and women that are into him are mentally unwell. I mean, That's pretty accurate. Why are you so homosexually minded? I think that's the quote of today. Like if I ever write a book, that's like, why are you so homosexually minded? And I don't want to hear you, Salami. This makes me not want to watch Blue Lock. The thing is, I think Blue Lock is actually a pretty normal anime. Like it's a pretty normal anime. It's just that they are trying to push the LGBT agenda on it. That's it. Deleting comments makes it worse. Yes. So allegedly, actually, let's see it. I want to see on YouTube proper. Let's see if there are comments. Trash taste. They have denied that. What is your perspective on cat girls? I think cat girls are cute. And that's there you go.
Blue Lock.
Give me a second. There we go. Cool. We've got the episode here. Let's move you this way, and chat, you're blocking the way. Oh no, there are comments here which are anti Hasan. I dislike Hasan because of all the stuff he says, not because of what some other person said about him. Okay, it looks like they haven't deleted comments because there's a bunch of funny ones here. Can you guys get Diddy for the next episode? Let's see. Oh my goodness, look at that like to dislike ratio. Just because, yeah, I don't know, like this kind of just goes to show that quote should be your YouTube channel's bio. Why are you so homosexually minded? Not want to hear me? What did I do? I think you're perfectly aware of what you're guilty of, Salami. You weren't going to watch Blue Lock anyway, says Red Hussar. Blue Rock, Black Rock. I think the connection there, Reagan, is too much here. Jacob, we're just reacting to stuff. That's all we're doing. I don't believe that they haven't deleted comments. I believe that they can't delete them fast enough. Yeah, I think that there's just so, like, with this like to dislike ratio, I think you've kind of you haven't cooked. You haven't cooked very much if this is the like to, let me, I haven't watched this episode yet, but let's just drop the dislike there. Blue Lock has jokes that are only jokes, but these people take them as literal for some reason. I see. Yeah, the Diddy comment that's actually funny. That's actually pretty funny. Connor, there'll be like 5 comments like, I can't believe they had him back on. Me checks comment section. Oh, how wrong you were. Hi, the hosts of Trash Taste. I've been fans of you since even before you started this podcast, since I was a child, but not anymore. As someone who personally knows victims of the October 7th incident and who knows the families of people who were kidnapped by terrorists, I'm disappointed in you deciding to bring the idiocity of Hasan on your podcast. This guy's cooking. Oh my goodness. The conflict in that area is horrendous. To everyone that is affected. So why you have brought on Hasan, a divisive political content creator, onto your usually non-political podcast when you know he discusses issues that I'm pretty sure that you know nothing about. Instead, you're making jokes about how Hasan is controversial. All I can say is I'm disappointed in the adults I used to look up to. And to any fellow YouTube users that want to see if my experience is legit, yes it is. Although I do not live in Israel, my grandparents lived there. And after the events of October 2023, my family went to the area near the border of that region to assist the families that were affected and help them get some sense of the normal life that they will never be able to experience again. I have no history on this account because this is my alt, as I have no desire to deal with replies from Hasan Glazers on my main. And to the Hasan Glazers reading this comment, please realize that these are real people just like you and your family and your friends affected terribly by the events in both that area. Sorry, I'm self-censoring myself because I'm pretty sure this is like demonetizable stuff. So is podcast on Rumble? I hate Rumble with a passion. Sauce. Don't let these men near Golden Kamuy. I'm gonna need a lot of bleach for this. Calling characters in Blue Lock homosexual implies that every other sports anime are homosexual as well. For real. Honestly, you can't tell me that they didn't read the room the first time they brought Hasan on. This is not the first time they have brought on Hasan. Yeah, this is the second time, which is why it's even worse. Even the uncle of Son of the Young Turks is ashamed of this guy. Yeah, it's Chunk Uyghur or whatever is lost. Sorry, I shouldn't be so mean to him because he is pretty based sometimes. Except in the fact that he's not super conservative, but he is sometimes based. So it has. I mean, holy water it would be better than bleach. It has so much homophonic humor. Them being accidentally gay rather than literally gay. Yeah. Golden Kamui is not gay, guys. It's ironic. I see. Oh boy. Okay, cool. So I guess the comments are still here. They haven't fully deleted them. So yeah. Oh, here we go. The fact Sea-Dog made a video a little while ago about bullying and how bad the internet is to Iron Mouse, and then have Hasan who literally pushes for online harassment. And so yeah. Okay, I have a sneaking suspicion. These are all from, when was this released? This was released 3 days ago. They have been deleting comments. You know how I know? Where are these comments from? 10 hours ago. 1 day 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 ago. 15 hours ago. 1 day ago. What am I trying to say here? The fact that there aren't like these are like the top comments. Usually, top comments are comments that were made 3 days ago or like on the day of release, right? These should have been commented from the 22nd. But what do we see here? Isn't that interesting? We kind of get a sense that you can't sort comment by age. You can only do newest first and top comments. So like this is something that most YouTubers do know. Like usually the top comments are the people who have commented on there first, which is so the fact that this was commented 1 day ago goes to show that they have been deleting comments which were anti-Hasan from 3 days ago or 2 days ago, because I don't see any of them. I don't see any of them right here. Like 23 hours ago, 21 hours. I never want to hear Connor moral grandstand us after this. 18 hours. Like a lot of people are saying unsubbing. They laughed about the terrorist stuff. Wow, it's all a joke to these guys. 1 day ago, 22 hours ago. So just the fact that this is most of the recent most of the top comments anyway are from a day ago just goes to show yep, the earliest comments have an advantage when it comes to the top comments. More time equals more possibility to like, which means they have probably deleted the earliest comments. So there you go. Yeah, Ian saws like YouTube weird. I wonder if Hasan does this stuff saying out of pocket crap without any semblance of proof just for publicity. It's definitely it's definitely for that. Like that is his like persona that he's trying to portray. So yeah. Welcome, Zaktan. 5 of my comments were gone after this. Really, that's a shame. They want to delete every single comment that goes against them, for they are spreaders of misinformation. What happened with Trash Taste? Oh, Trash Taste. They just they re-invited Hasan. That's the controversy we're looking at. Give me a second, guys. I'll be back. Pop. I do know though that Trash Taste is unironically a very highly produced show. Like, because they've got producers on and they've got editors and they've got like all of these people working on. So Trash Taste is more of like it's not a company, but like it's sorry, it is basically a company more than like it's a YouTube channel company rather than with these 3 guys as consistent guests. So yeah. What happened? They reinforced their name. For real. No way, I just realized I watched one of their vids before. Yeah, which is a shame, right? I think this is the thing. Like, this is the other thing. Why I think we need more Christian content creators, and why I'm glad that this channel is growing, so that there will be more Christian content creators in this space. It's because of stuff like this. The next person we're gonna look at also falls into this. But wherever you look at, welcome Kari, welcome Alpha Omega. There were Japanese comments saying they reported, oh really, Trash Taste and Piker for the NPA, to the NPA for promotion of terrorism. That's insane. The Hayao Miyazaki video where they just insulted and degraded him. Yeah, which is like, these guys aren't Japanese, so there's that as well. Except Joey. Joey's half Japanese actually, so he can kind of allude to that. I think this is, as I said, ultimately, the solution to this is that whenever you see like mainstream content creators, like even with someone like Jay Schlatt is like an anomaly amongst people who are very left-wing leaning. If we look at like Minecraft content creators, they're all like left-wing leaning. Say that a couple of times. When you look at Tommy Innit, when you look at Dream, like Dream is an insane leftist sometimes. Once I get 30 followers on Twitter, I'm quitting college and starting at Patreon. I'm gonna be the next Christian anime reviewer and rant YouTube. Very big numbers. Yeah. Miyazaki is not perfect and can be a bit grumpy, but he and his team have made some works of art, which is why it's like the fact that these guys are like they are the mainstream. They represent the mainstream anime conversation. It just goes to show, if this is the stuff you don't want to support our stuff. Dream is, sorry, it's not that he's a leftist, he's just dispositionally leftist. So some of the stuff he says like he's anti, okay, so these things don't necessarily make you a leftist, but he's on board with a lot of the SJW stuff, so there you go. He is a Minecraft YouTuber, but when you look at his Twitter, he is like on board with the SJW stuff. How dare a man encourage the population to go forth and multiply? What about Preston Plays? I haven't seen enough of this stuff. But some of the stuff that Tommy Innit says, so I respect some of the stuff that Tommy Innit does say, which is like he's like, oh, you can't use the retard slur because it's offensive to people who are disabled, because he's worked with them. But I'm okay with using the retard slur, not against people who are disabled, but using it as an insult to amongst friends, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, many leftist YouTubers are mostly grifting. Dream has called people the R word, yes, but then he grandstands and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, for using the word retard. So Miyazaki may be left of communism. Miyazaki is kind of leftist. He's not leftist. It's just that he's very environmentalist. So I think a lot of what Miyazaki says is that he's pacifist, he's environmentalist, which doesn't necessarily make him a leftist, that's all. Why is most of mainstream YouTube seemingly left-leaning? It's because conservatives because there's no conservatives who... This is my main problem, guys. This is my main problem. It's because there's conservatives are like, oh, in order to be a conservative content creator, all I have to do is to be a politics channel. And that's great. It's great that we have a million different conservative politics channels. And that's amazing. That's cool. That's pretty cool, right? But that's not the solution to it, right? The reason why there's so many left-leaning content creators is because left-leaning people know how to infiltrate institutions. They know how to do it, and they have the drive to create stuff. They have the drive to do stuff as well. That doesn't mean, like, of course conservative people can create stuff. They can create videos like what I'm doing or what a bunch of other Christians are doing as well. However, Christians are discouraged. Like, there's a culture within Christianity which says, no, you need to be a pastor. You need to be a pastor, or you need to be a speaker. You need to be a public speaker. The creator of Gundam was literally a Marxist. I see. I have been called a retard by a teacher as a child. Oh, really? Turns out I was just autistic and a slow learner. Well, that's kind of unfortunate, Jam. So I wouldn't call a child, like, if I was in a teaching position, I wouldn't call a child a retard. So yeah, isn't PewDiePie one of the only right-leaning mainstream channels? I wouldn't say he's right-leaning. He's just like disposition, like he's kind of in the center. So yeah, I despise the Christian cultural ghetto that keeps us trapped in a sad little world of crappy art. There is a lot more Christian and conservative creators on YouTube. Yes, they are. But you know what the problem is? They're all commentary channels. That's the main problem. That there's like the fact that there are like 50 million, like the fact that Christian YouTube. I complained about this in my last stream, and I'm gonna keep complaining about it until the problem is solved. And like I'm okay complaining about. You know why? It's because I'm actually like I'm actually trying to create something here, like a Christian anime channel, right? The solution is that. The solution isn't to just create another commentary channel, which is fine. Like we're commentarying right now, as we're doing this, and it's fine because we're on stream, and I'm not like my whole the whole purpose of the channel is that you go watch my videos about anime content, and then we have some fun there by connecting anime to Christianity. Then we're on live stream, and then we're talking about like anime related topics, but we're also talking about like topical political issues as well. Get someone like Ruslan into anime. I don't think he has the time. Gen Z is opening the gates to conservatism and Christianity on the internet. You know, that's the amazing thing, right? Which is like, I recently saw, let's see if I can get it up. Because I know I sent this to someone. I gotta be careful not to dox myself here. Whoops. Where is it? I sent it to a friend recently. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Copy image. Let's not dox myself here. I'm gonna be super careful to try not to dox myself. Okay, good. Okay, good. This was something I saw from it was on Twitter first, and then I actually looked at Reddit. So Zoomer Christians are 10 times more self-righteous, puritanical, judgmental, and narrow-minded than Boomer Christians ever were. Oh, it was really funny looking at the comments below here. So the demoralizing story of my lust. The sin that Christians pretend isn't a sin. So remarrying is adultery. Why I stopped fighting lust as a Christian teen. How to stop being lazy. Christian explained in 4 minutes. This guy's channel, oh, absolutely amazing. I've seen some of the stuff. Young Christ follower. I love the memes that he puts on. Anyway, so some of the comments on here was like, what? These guys think remarrying is adultery. So like, I think this just goes to show like Gen Z is the solution. I think the millennials, they didn't really you already know you already know that you've narrowed down my address to Australia. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think, guys, Ruslan's not getting into anime anytime soon. David Wood is kind of into anime. Does Podson watch Isaiah Saldivar? I have mixed feelings about Isaiah Saldivar. Yeah, millennials, you messed up. You done messed up. I think so. Gen Z, it's absolutely amazing the stuff that we're doing. Gen Z is the chosen generation because the new world order is coming in 2030, and Zoomers will be in their prime around that time. For real. We're in our prime right now. Isaiah Salad Bar. Yeah. So anyway, I like Gen Z. We're the ones who have grown up with YouTube, internet culture. We're not brain dead. We're not as brain dead as Gen Alpha may be, which means like we are in, yes, we are currently in our prime, like in our 20s. Everybody wants to influence the culture, but how many of you are willing to become an anime character? We will be the resistance. This is why, like, I think it's amazing that there's so many like Christian VTubers now. I think it's amazing that like this community of Christian VTubers that we've that has sort of risen up it's very cool. It's very cool. That's the case. If this is my prime, I'm cooked. Yeah, we're all cooked. Chat. Zoomers are more based than other gens, but that is pretty much back to basics. I offer myself as a tribute to animate myself. Jam, I want to see you as a VTuber as well. You don't feel like you're in your prime? Yeah. It's because our generation's like kind of different. Like we can't afford to rent like previous generations. Inflation's insane. There's so yeah. So as a guy with a girl profile picture, but we are kind of cooked. We are kind of cooked in that regard. All right, cool. So yeah, there's that. I think it's unfortunate, but as I said, wait, let me fix this. As I did say, the solution is to basically get more Christian content creators. The fact that this is the mainstream just goes to show the failure of previous generations to really cement themselves on Christian on YouTube. I think Christian content creators. I will say, Christian content creators. Carrie, we have a Gen Alpha here. Oh my goodness, that's insane. That's insane. I wonder how Aki Dearest feels about this. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You didn't make yourself a PNG tuber model. The boomers ruined so much. I will say, I think massive respect to the boomers. You know why we massively respect the boomers? It's because they're the guys who like, boomers are 50-50. It's either you're like insane leftists or they're like your really cool conservative uncles and aunties. Like boomers are like they're kind of they're the foundations that we as Zoomers are standing on. So massive respect to the boomers. They have made a couple of mistakes culturally, but ultimately they're like they're the base political force of the right in most countries. However, yes, Kari, we declare you honorary Gen Z if you watch Lord of the Rings. Millennials, they didn't really like the millennials. They kind of created this Christian culture on YouTube. They kind of created like this Christian celebrity culture, which is like it did make its mistakes, but it wasn't all bad because it was like really making Christianity cool and hip and very mainstream. And then we have Gen Z, right? Us, Gen Z, we stand on these foundations. People like Mike Winger and Alan Parr, who created a Christian YouTube niche in the first place. It is then our responsibility, it is then our prerogative as Gen Z to then take this, build upon this foundation and create our own channels, right? We need more Christian we don't need more Christian politics channels. We need more Christian gaming channels. We need more Christian gardening channels or Christian fashion channels or Christian makeup channels or whatever it is, right? Christian YouTube needs to grow up from like just being purely about commentary. Of course, like I can't speak very much because my channel is Christian commentary, but with anime. But it's an anime channel. Yeah, it's a Christian Warhammer channel, right? I have one question. Is a 15-year-old technically Gen Z? I think if you're 15, you're basically... Is that Gen Z? Gen Z ages. If you're 15 today, that means you were born in 2010. You are technically Gen Z. Damn. Yes. I just read... No, Gen Z is definitely not 1996. So, millennials... If you're... Oh, wait, no. You might be right. No, Gen Z are people who... kids who don't remember 9/11. That's it. Oh, wait, sorry. I just said a banned word. I hope YouTube doesn't demonetize me for that. Whoops. You kind of need more specifically Christian content for that in the mainstream. I don't really mean a Bible show, but just a story. Oh, wait, sorry. I gotta find this guy. How I prove that Jesus is for real. I think something like that. Watched my first collab, Jaden Williams. I'm trying to find the guy that I watched recently. Oh, found him. I found this guy recently. Very cool video. Jesus is actually legit, my testimony, which has like 100,000 views. Very cool. One of the things you'll notice about this channel is because when you look up, oh wait, sorry, you're seeing my subscription feed. Oh no, chat, I've been exposed. I've been exposed. There you go. You'll notice on this channel, what's this? It's a horror games channel. It's a channel that purely focuses, I think, on horror games, and then that's keeps going. Latest video from former atheist, now a Christian. So it's starting. Timothy, I am Filipino, but I grew up here in Australia. Based Nimi Enjoyer. Yeah, sorry. Oh, I didn't realize Ina. No, I did see Ina was streaming this morning. So yeah. Wendigoon is an example of a Christian commentator. Like Wendigoon is like I think he's the standard bearer of what a good Christian YouTube channel should be. So yeah. Philippinks. Don't call me Philippinks. Podcast Son is subscribed to Coco Melon. Confirmed. Yeah, Wendigoon is a Christian. He is very cool. He is very cool. Chandler from Mr. Beast. Yep. No, we don't prefer Philippinks. Stop it. Stop it, Red Hussar. You're making me very angry. It's so funny you're talking about this because I recently found 2 Christian podcasts. You know what? Like, again, we don't need another Christian podcast. Here's another niche. Why isn't there a Christian history channel, right? Most of the history channels I look at are like very center. They're mostly center left, except Cody. Cody from Alternate History Hub is Catholic, but he doesn't like. It's not super obvious that he's Catholic in his videos. So there you go. Razorfist, really? Razorfist? Who is Razorfist? Young Don and Wendigoon had a tussle when Don became Christian, and they were coming after Don for his LGBT stance. Ah, I see. Real Crusades history. Oh, really? I gotta see this. Because one of my big complaints... so, there's this channel... Real Crusades history. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know. Well, I wouldn't have known that he was Christian until you told me. That's very cool. Looks like a cool channel. The reason I bring this up is because Armchair Historian, one of the like very big history animated content, is some of the stuff he mentions. There's some like social progressive agendas like kind of pushed in there. Not all of them, not all of his videos, but you'll kind of notice some of the stuff he mentions in it are kind of come out of like the social progressive playbook. So there you go. I know there is another Christian channel. I'm trying to think of it right now. Oh dear, I'm so cooked. I've just forgotten it. It's so over. Oh no, that's right. The Rest is History, with Tom Holland, the historian. I know Tom Holland is very close to becoming a Christian at some point, so there you go. Dr. U. Poli makes video essays about anime. Really? Dr. U. Poli. This seems like a cool guy. And I know Pilgrim's Pass as well. Wait, I've seen this Pilgrim's Pass guy. Yes. No. We have we have kind of looked at this guy before. Pilgrim's Pass. Anyway, hey, that's cool. That's cool. All right. My point is, I want to, yes, I would encourage you guys, if you are like, if you're like Tom Holland, Spider-Man guy, no, it's not the Spider-Man guy. Tom Holland, the historian, not Tom Holland, the Spider-Man guy. That's all it is. So yeah. I think that's it. Cool. I was gonna talk about something else, but it's just escaped me. It's just escaped me. But yeah, I would love it if there were more Christian anime content creators, so that yeah, we're gonna do that. I started a podcast recently. I will not apologize for that. Oh my goodness, but who's gonna listen to your podcast? That's my problem, Palian's Remnant. I think it's always good. Like for me, right? This isn't technically a podcast, even though this is going to go in the podcast label and it's going to go be pushed out as a Christian anime podcast. You know, I'm one to talk, the Christian anime podcast. But I don't think I'm gonna ever go to that point, unless I love live streaming more than podcasting, because I don't think it's there. I gotta get Tom out of my history before he pops up in my ads. MV Perry, yes, I think I have seen MV Perry. Is I have seen this guy. He's the guy who made that Christian anime. He's one of the original like Christian anime videos on YouTube. So there you go. There you go. It's kind of funny though because you're called that. Yeah, I know, the Christian anime podcast. I think it has a nice thing about on the ring to the tongue. And I love it. I love it when you guys call me Podcast Son, and that's my name now. So there you go. It's because I didn't want to put my real name when I started this YouTube channel. It's just like it's very hard to come up with a name. And I'm really happy now that that's my name now, that it's Podcast Son. So doing karaoke nights in the Philippines increases your testosterone. Can confirm that's true. Can confirm it's true. Silly Salami Slapper of Melvin is not my name. I'm actually glad to find this channel. I started to think that this was the only nerd Christian. You are the only nerd Christian in the world. Well, you're certainly not. That's for sure. Brother, your desire of more Christian content creators will be fulfilled. I know it, for I am the one of many. Christ lives forever, and the Adeptus Christianos will spread his word. Don't call me Modcast Son. You're not a VTuber unless you do a karaoke stream every now and then, by the way. Yeah, I know. I need to do another karaoke stream, but my I fear YouTube will YouTube's gonna kick me again. Which reminds me, if you do want to support the channel, you could always support the channel by becoming a member, which provides me. That's my goal, right? For this to become an actual thing and an actual job, I need the next goal for this channel is not 100,000 subscribers, but 1,000 YouTube memberships. And once I do get, like, if there are like 1,000 YouTube memberships and 1,000 people paying to get me on the chat, like to watch me and watch my stuff, this can become my full-time thing, basically. So you get a fancy badge like that if you become a member, for real. If you do start drawing, like, we need more Christian anime artists, and not just like Christian artists, like specifically artists who create stuff in an anime art style, because there's a market for that. I'm pretty sure. Welcome, Religious Fanboy, joining us pretty late into the stream. All right, cool. 50 minutes in, I should say. Metatron is Christian. I don't think Metatron is Christian. I think he's like he's in this weird space. He's not I know he respects Christianity, but I wouldn't say he's Christian. So there you go. What about AI art? I hate AI art with a passion. I only like AI art if it's like, as much as possible, I do want to be supporting actual artists. That's the thing. So my week was what? It's Tuesday now, so it's been a long week, that's for sure. There's that. All right. With that, let's look at this satanic stuff. And I don't say, like, very, very rarely I say something is satanic. But this guy, this Ludwig guy, definitely has, like, a spirit of homosexuality or something like that. Again, the two people on the thumbnail, Hasan infiltrating the anime, trying to infiltrate the anime community, and this guy, Ludwig, who is trying to infiltrate the VTubing scene. Mama Oko says here, the amount of VTubers cheering this saddens me. We need to gatekeep against people that would bastardize a medium. I want to see 6,000. Do I know this guy? Do I know this person? I feel like I know this person. Maybe. Oh my goodness. If Ludwig actually actually ratioed her, that would have been unfortunate. I'm sorry you think I bastardized the entire medium. I think VTubers are cool, and I tried my best during my debut stream. I know I don't understand as much as native VTubers, so I tried to make it faithful to what a debut stream should be while also making it fun for my regular audience. I think the model art and rigging was really good and massively disagree with anyone who is insulting them. Ultimately, this was a challenge given to me by Iron Mass, and I had a lot of fun navigating this. Okay, that kind of provides some context for it. Oh boy, I don't wanna read all of that. I don't want to read a Twitter essay. My main problem with this, let's do this. My main problem with this is it's just this. It's just like, is this serious? Are we serious right now? Like, are we taking this guy seriously? Like, it's this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys, but if I had to see this, you have to see this too. Yeah. And it's just so cringe. It's just so cringe. And I think the better question is, what isn't wrong with that? Because that's the mystery. That's the true mystery. Yes. The art is meh, and I gotta say no to feminine men. Yeah, no disrespect to the VTuber artists. I think it's like, it's not bad. It's okay. It's giving Thomas Jefferson Miku binder. Very cringe. My favorite response to this was nullpo, who did the original channel art. He says, "What in the name of that person is this?" Which is just so funny. Okay, this one's, I'm not gonna read that out, but you guys can read that for yourself. That's actually very funny. Oh my goodness. Seems like a meme, but still very cringe. Ludwig. He looks like Jeffrey Epstein reincarnated in Konosuba. Did anyone else notice his birthday was on that date? Guys, you gotta... I gotta stop letting myself say that, because I know it's demonetizable. So yeah, the comments are insane. I love this. I love this stuff. But I think this is my personal reason, guys. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm not at all cooking. The reason I like VTubing, the reason I like VTubers, is because ultimately it's a celebration of what is beautiful, what is cute, and it allows someone to roleplay into that role. Which is why I really hate lewd VTubers, or VTubers who are just there with like the massive tits and very amazing, like really big jiggle physics, and like it's annoying. It oozes with estrogen when I saw that guy with the maid outfit. Yes, Hasan has also been in a maid outfit, which is like, ugh, it's just so. I correct myself. It's more like Komi-san, not Konosuba. I think it's just like, oh my goodness. The reason why I watch VTubers is because it is a celebration of what is beautiful. And if it is a celebration of what is beautiful is good. You and my friend are the only VTubers I like. I see. Chat, is podcast on cute? I don't want to see that question ever again. Cute say so VTubers make me smile, can't help it. For real, for real. Someone like Nimmy Nightmare, for example. Oh my goodness. Like, that's amazing stuff. I hate it when VTubers are jiggly. Same here. Because it's just unneeded. It's just unnecessary. You don't need to do it. Ludwig has decided to go with Slanish. Fine when he is part of the chaos. My thoughts on Rev are I think he's an interesting fellow. He is basically a classical liberal though. That's all he is. He is just he is essentially a liberal. It's just that the only reason why people are angry at him is because they are so far left. They are so communist and socialist and homosexually minded. I love saying that. That they see Rev as like this insane person. No, it's just that they are so insane that Rev, who is basically a normal liberal, has become like a has become like this far right figure to them. So yeah, there are a lot of conservative VTubers like Kirsche, but they are not Christian. Yeah, so Kirsche is not conservative. Like she's literally just a liberal. I have to leave. Hey, that's okay, Carrie. Do your homework. That's very cool that you're doing a mission trip this week. So that's it. Rev is sorry for those of you who don't know. Rev says Desu is a very big drama YouTuber. And I say he is a very big drama YouTuber. So you'll notice that he has a he uses a female model, like a female VTuber model. Which is, that's one thing. He's also married, by the way, so he's very, very cool. He is indeed a liberal. Yeah, he's basically a liberal. Yes. They project their pervertedness on Rev, for real, for real. Welcome, Elias. Kirsche is towards the side. Yeah, she's more centrist, but like in a lot of her takes, she's basically a liberal. Honestly, I get taken aback by Rev. Just note, so a couple of things with Rev. So Rev is married to my darling Straub, who claims she is Christian. And I say she, and again, I'm not gonna, I know Bobzilla here has a very, very strong, I know Bobzilla has very strong feelings towards my darling Straub for saying that. So yeah, are we talking classical liberal or woke progressive? Yes, classical liberal. Yes, Bobzilla. I know you're absolutely gonna go off right now. So yeah, how are you doing live so early this morning? I think Blazer, you just don't wake up early enough. So that's all it is. I'm glad you can join it though. Cherish Psalms, hello and grace be upon thee, says Ascara. Anyway, so this is my position on things like for example, who's like I'm trying to think of the guys who are like really, no, that's not who I'm looking for. I'm looking for Critical Drinker. I'm looking for Nerdrotic. And who else am I looking for? I like these people here. So these people, like Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic. So people are like, oh no, these are like massive. They're very they're not conservatives. It's just that the culture has become so insane that they're literally they've literally become like people who are liberal, like normal centrists are just pushed away. Also add Clownfish TV. I do Clownfish TV as well. So these sorts of channels. Let's see if no, he doesn't. I would have thought he'd shout out a couple of people. I knew I was taken aback by Rev due to the fact he has a female model, but the last detail was on the tip of my tongue. I see. Common sense is right-wing extremism. Yes, centrists are so far to the right. Are so far to the right of the current left. So yeah. Who's that? Dang, didn't know Drinker was like that. Yeah, I think the Drinker is literally he is basically a liberal. It's just that he's so far he's just the left has just gone so far left that centrists are basically far right now. So Clownfish basically said that they were Democrats, and I forgot her name, but the wife has pronouns in her ex's bio. Oh, really? Okay, well that explains a lot. So again, like Clownfish TV, that I guess that's a good example of like, you think he's libertarian? I mean, he could be libertarian as well. So there you go. But these sorts of people are like that. So yeah. Who would win, Prime King David or Samson? I think the accurate answer is Samson. Ascara. I don't know what I don't know what the proper answer would be, but I'm pretty sure it would be Samson. Drinker is one of those people who knows how to draw a line. Yes. He is British, so, and the British are like very good at drawing lines. So. I mean, Donald Trump is essentially a 21st century centrist in his policies, but he looks very far right compared to the other candidates, which is like, it's good that they are. That's the thing. This is in politics. It's okay that we're coming back. We're coming back. Oh wait, sorry, Blazer. I need you to burn your eyes for a second. Give me a second. Now that you've joined stream, here you go. That's something to burn your eyes with. Parascaling between David and Samson is real. Yes. Podcast on inspiring philosophy and David Wood are all live right now. I wish I had 3 heads. My sincerest apologies. No, sorry. I had to I have this thing with Blazer where I send her cursed stuff now and again. So yeah. I am kind of disappointed with inspiring philosophy and David Wood though. I saw recently that David Wood, sorry, not David Wood, but inspiring philosophy was like, is pro legal immigration. My position on immigration is that I think when we look at a country like Japan, so people thrash Japan a lot. People thrash Japan for being like, oh, they're so racist that they don't like, that they don't want to allow immigrants into their country. I think it's, for a country like Australia, I don't know what the solution is for Australia, because I think Australia is living in a lot of meta-narratives right now, which is the meta-narrative of either white Australia or the meta-narrative of multiculturalism, and I don't know how to reconcile with that. But what I can say for certain is a country like Japan, it's okay for population, like people assume that population loss is a bad thing. No, like we are living in a society which is very different. Like we are living in an anomalous society. The fact that there are 7 billion people on the earth right now just goes to show how, like, I don't think it's a bad thing if the population starts dropping, right? Like low birth rate, it's not a bad sign, because like there are still people having sex. Like there are still people who are being born. Like I'm of the view, I suppose I don't mind legal immigration, but I would want to severely limit it because you don't share ideals and things. Yes, that's the thing. Like if you don't, if someone comes to this country and doesn't they don't support the values, or they don't even make an effort to learn the language, like those are the sorts of things that it's bad for economies apparently. Well, it's not like, but is it morally good for GDP to go up? No, it's not. Like, which maybe is not the worst, but it does mean Japan is dying in a way. Like Japan is dying, but like there are still Japanese people who are making babies, right? It's not the end of the world. The proper human inclination is to increase and multiply, but to put it bluntly, if that's not happening, you have to ask why. I like how Vance worded it and compared it to taking care of family first. The government should take care of its citizens first. Yes, that is actually a biblical principle, because what does it say in the Bible? That you're worse than an unbeliever if you can't take care of your family. Have you made peace with Australia's Hindu future? I think we can deport Indians sooner than later. If they're willing to integrate and come legally, then that's fine. Problem is the ones that don't. Yes, for real. So, for example, let's take a look. I think legal immigration. Here's the thing. Let's look at Japan. Japan is a safe country. Like, it's a safe country. It's got like it's got a homogenous population, a homogenous culture, and it's kind of working for them. Like, if we look at Britain right now, a lot of, like, if Britain had just accepted that their population is going to decline, and like they just needed to make plans in order to deal with that, then like I don't see what the problem is with managed decline, especially when we know what are the problems with our massive population today. Like, we are using resources up like no other point in human history. Like, that's ultimately the problem, that we need to accept that maybe it's okay for the population to continue to decline. We need to manage our economies in a way that's going to accept that as a assumption, and that's okay. The immigrants can say, like, people can stay in their own countries and they can just stay there. We don't need to, like, whenever I see, like, I recently saw this with a John Oliver video, and they're like, oh, it would be actually bad for the economy if we deported all the illegal immigrants, because like all of these farmers need to depend on the slave labor class in order to actually function. Maybe it's not such a good idea to be depending on a slave labor class in order to progress the economy. There is a large issue with Indians using student visas here in Australia while raising a family, pretending to get an education when they are under the radar. For real. I'm done with people not knowing the language coming to America. Yeah, like, if you're coming to Australia as well, like, you ought to know some English at least. Iceland is very safe for the same reasons Japan is. They are homogenous. What about Mars? Podcast son. Oh my goodness. Resources are not that limited. I know, but okay, resources aren't that limited, but like at the rate of expansion that humanity is growing at, like, I think it is a good thing that we are keeping some of the natural environment. It is a good thing if we are preserving certain parts of the natural environment. And the only way that I can see that happening, like, I know this is a hot take. But I also think climate change is an issue that we can't actually fix, right? We can kind of fix it by reducing our carbon emissions, and that will happen over time. Like, eventually technology will come to the point that we are able to reduce our dependence on oil and coal and gas. Is that right now? No, it's not. But what is a way that we can reduce it? We can reduce it by reducing the population, like the population being reduced naturally. And that's eventually going to happen. Like, in all societies, like, that's just eventually going to happen. So I'm going to study in the US, but I made all my devices in English and managed to get a perfect score on every English test. Hey, that's perfect. R being India and China. Full nuclear is ready and accessible, but it doesn't take advantage of people as much as other renewables. I feel like that's not a hot take. No, I know it's a bit of a hot take in like Christian conservative circles to say like climate change is a real thing. Like, I know a lot of boomers are a bit insane. They go insane when I say that. I don't believe in climate change, formerly known as global warming. It's all made up to control us, in my opinion. Like, I would say like it sucks that people use it to control people. But yeah, like, so this is the thing with like climate change grifters, which is like they blame climate change in order to introduce socialism, which isn't the solution, right? The solution to climate change is capitalism. Ultimately, it's not socialism. The natural decline of population usually comes in the form of a crisis. I think reducing the population will make pollution worse. Really, but again, like, let's take a look at what what was society? What was the global population like 100 years ago? Whoops. Let's global population 100 years ago. So in 1900, the population was at 2 billion. It's not that I think it's insane to me that people are like, oh, we have to maintain the population at 7 billion. Why do we have to we don't have to maintain the population at 7 billion. Hey, that's okay, Bobzilla. Thanks for joining. Or am I Arthur Greenwood, environmental conservatives? No, I'm not Malthusian. Population is growing because we figured out how to make more food than we needed. No reason to think we won't keep innovating. That's true. That's true. But at the same time, whether or not climate change is real or not, Christians should treat the earth and all of God's creation with respect. For real, for real. God bless Bobzilla. See ya. 10 billion. The population. So the only reason why the population is being reduced in the West, in my opinion anyway, is because people are having more like not extravagant, but people are living more comfortable lives. There's also feminism influencing that as well, which is like, women, you're being empowered to work more. Ultimately, I think population decline needs to be just needs to be managed. Like we shouldn't have either we fix population decline, or we just need to accept that population decline is just a fact of industrialized societies, and we don't need to depend on a slave labor class of immigrants. Sorry, like this is the point I'm getting at, right? Which is, people use the excuse of population decline in order to say that we need more immigrants into the country. What I'm saying is, let's accept that premise that population decline is a real thing. I'm going to say that immigration is actually the costs that immigration brings in is way more of a cost than what population decline would be. That's my whole point. That's the point I'm getting at, right? Which is, we see in Japan already, the population is declining, but they're still able to manage it. Like, Japan's not gonna completely collapse, but they're still managing that population decline through various initiatives, and it's perfectly fine. It's working perfectly fine for them. So that's all it is. That's all it is. Like that's my whole point. If the population is indeed declining, the solution isn't to bring more immigrants. The solution is just to manage that population decline. That's all it is. That's all it is. America was a more healthy society when we had less people, but they were all American. I recently, apparently one of the predictions for the future of America is that it's going to become more Hispanic, which would be, it would become more Mexican. Oh no, a Mexican States of America. Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, when it comes to younger generations, it's often a struggle to find stability, either socially or economically. That's true. That's true. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, cool. So here's our solution. Sorry, like I don't know how we came to this discussion, but ultimately, when we're talking about leftists infiltrating anime, China's population is a bit sketchy. It is. When we're talking about leftists infiltrating anime, what is the solution? Of course, gatekeeping is one way to do it. But ultimately, I think our solution is to create our own subculture, which is like the Christian anime community. If I can get it up, I think I really cooked incredibly hard with this meme. I'm really happy with this meme. It's just like, it's one of the best things that I've created in a while. There we go. I think this is ultimately our thing, right? Which is like, people are going to call us tourists. You know why people are gonna call us tourists? Because we're anti-fan service, like because fan service sucks. But that's ultimately all of it. That's ultimately our solution here, which is like make good anime, but like infiltrate anime studios with like convert Japan, like pray for a revival in Japan. That's all it is. That's all our that's literally our solution. That's all it is. I'm glad you downloaded it at a site. So yeah. Pray for your Oshis that they may come to know Christ. And that's all. That's it. This is our solution to be not gatekept, and to stop the leftists from infiltrating our space, using anime to evangelize. Be like, this is Christian Riz for real, for real. It's very effective. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. We'll end the stream there for today. I think that's it. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. For our American friends, have a lovely rest of your evening. I won't see you again tomorrow. Maybe Friday. Question mark. So yeah. See ya. One of my mods. Wait, what did Shinzo Abe do? He was just based. He's a based Japanese nationalist. That's all he is. So, all right. Take care, everyone. See ya.